order to begin with, and in order for us to get started to talk about summer camps, I would like to know whether any of the participants took part in the summer camps last year in their schools or kindergartens or any other institutions whatsoever. So if you have participated in the summer camps during summer holidays last year, please type yes and what you think about it, an adjective you think about the summer camps. Was it fun? Was it difficult? Was it interesting? I see exciting, perfect. Other challenging. It was both exciting and challenging. I see some no's, which is also okay. We're here to find out more information about summer camps. Hard work, yes. Well, teaching English is hard work in general, and teaching English in summer with the kids who are thinking about but studying is also a great challenge. Okay, I see yes, fun, exciting, a bit tiring. It was interesting and difficult. Years ago, I participated in local summer camps. So in general, Cambridge English, Cambridge University Press in general, supports the initiative by the Ministry of Education in creating the free summer camps for kids of all ages based at schools. Also, we do get a lot of questions and concerns from our teachers on how to organize the camp, what to do with the kids, how to plan the time, what activities to select, and of course what materials to use and what classes and groups, how to organize them. Yes? So moving on to the next slide, and here I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the University of Cambridge and the Cambridge University Press before we get started on the summer camps. So the press, the Cambridge University Press, is one of the oldest publishing houses in the world, and the of Cambridge is also the oldest university, and they are famous for high standards in learning, not only English, but many sciences. And you know that many famous scientists, authors, and celebrities have come out of this university. So what the mission of the university is actually promoting high standards in the education, which we try to improve and involve into the Ukrainian society and the Ukrainian educational system. So, talking about teaching English in general and being a teacher, my next question to you is, when you can think of a couple of adjectives on what teaching should be like. So let's continue the sentence. Teaching should be an adjective. Should we have motivating and exciting. We have effective, exciting, fun, motivating, encouraging, kind, engaging. Okay, motivating. Thank you so much. Now, I got here. Do you agree that teaching should be unemotional and serious? Do you agree that teaching should be unemotional and serious? No, I see no, partly, and others no. All right. Teaching should involve structured fun. What do you about structured fun? And structured, by structured we mean fun that can be controlled by the teacher. So having fun in class is a good idea, of course, but if it's not controlled by the teacher, it can become a chaos. Yes? So to some extent, we have to have some structured fun, which is controlled by the teacher, of course. Teaching should discourage mistakes. Sentence is teaching should discourage mistakes. Do you agree? No. Okay, we see some no's. All right. So we all believe that. We have some yes. Well, various answers. Thank you so much. Now, we generally, of course, being teachers, we all want our kids to perfectly and to use as little mistakes as possible, as little number of mistakes as possible. But sometimes we all make mistakes when we learn something new, whether it is the new language, or riding a bike, or learning to dance, or learning to cook. We make mistakes first, and it is, of course, our teacher's job to make sure our students use less mistakes, as less mistakes as possible. But still, sometimes they do make the mistake. Yes, be heavily grammar-based. The teaching should be heavily grammar-based, which means that lesson, grammar, present perfect, past simple, present perfect. Agree? Okay. We have all the no's in the chat box. Not always. Okay. Thank you so much. Not of course. Yes, we should keep in mind that we are teaching them English, and the English language involves so many more things, more than just grammar. But of course, grammar is the basic. Grammar is the recipe to successful mastery of the skills, of course. Yes. So the next one is teaching should include frequent class discussions. Often, yes, class discussion. Yes, that's engaging, absolutely. More communicative activities. Yes, we can see your answers, Angela. Yes, constantly. Yes, of course. Yes. Thank you so much. Teaching should involve emotions. Should involve emotions. Okay. Yes, teaching should involve emotions. Yes, I see that many participants in the chat box are typing to the presenter or to host privately. Please make sure that you send your answers to the questions to all participants, okay? So that all of us can see the great ideas we all are sharing. The next one, we're going to talk about traditional teaching before we're talking about summer camps and teaching creatively, of course, during the summer camps. So, in general, traditional teaching is something we associate with the of teaching in the past. Yes, sometimes the old days are not as bad as they are thought to be, but still we are going to oppose two kinds of teaching, the traditional one and the effective teaching. And we begin by looking at the traditional teaching. What do you associate with traditional teaching? Could you please type your associations in the chat box? Just one or two words, of course. Traditional teaching is grammar translation, I see, strict rules, boring, old methods, dialogue, okay. Boring. Boring book, okay, book. Learn activities, perfect. Regular grammar lessons. Only reading, writing, unemotional, reading and translating. Well, okay, we have some very common ideas, very familiar ones. I have traditional teaching, heavily grammar-based, and emotional and serious. Focusing, not speaking. One-way communication, and by one way, we mean teacher to student. Yes, not vice versa. The teacher is the source of all the information. Children are listening to the teacher. Mistakes are bad, mistakes are discouraged in any kind, okay? So, of course, these descriptions and these adjectives, they are exaggerated, yes? We have collected all the things that, if they are done in a great amount, if it's too much, of it, then we say that they might have the negative effect. So traditional teaching has sometimes been called the I know you don't approach, or shut up and listen method, of course. Well, and the teaching, the one has been personified by the irritable teacher or by the bored teacher. So, we all hope and believe that all of our participants today are not the kinds that were on the picture, and we all are here to find out more about effective teaching and teaching at summer camps with creativity, fun, and engagement. So the next kind of teaching, which we're opposing to the traditional one, is the effective teaching and structured fun, a sense of discovery, the teamwork, of course, students, learners working in pairs or groups or as a whole class together, involving emotion. This is a very important part because all the linguists, all the psychologists at the moment say that the child learns best by having a certain emotion. And if we all remember our childhood memories, we usually remember, still right now being adults, we usually remember the things that we had strong emotions about. We don't necessarily mean the positive ones. They might be it might even be frustration, anger, some strong feeling about some strong association about a thing they are learning, and then is to remember it for a long time. Frequent class discussions, we have them before. Mistakes are okay, although it does not mean that we don't control and correct them. The mistakes students make are the source of information to the teacher. Mistakes are to be analyzed, corrected, and then the teacher makes the conclusion on what material the students are good at, what material needs more practice or improvement. The child, not the subject. This is very important. Effective teaching is about teaching the child and not just the English language, especially when we are talking about summer camps, of course. Relating lessons to real life, very important, but as well as the texts and the topics should be interesting to learners. If learners are not interested in the topic, in the subject, whether it is primary or secondary school, get distracted, we might lose their attention for a long time, and they might not be motivated to learn in general. Effective teaching is based on let's learn together today approach, and the effective teaching is usually personified by caring, sharing, and enthusiastic teacher. I'm sure you all are the teachers today here, and we're going to move on to the project work. So today we are talking about summer camps, and organizing summer camps is very often about doing some kind of projects with students. We believe that during the school year, taking into consideration the curriculum, the program, the requirements, the tests, the exams, everything, teachers don't always have time to do what they like and to do what they love and what they and their learners are interested in. And we believe that doing a project work, if it is organized and if it's planned properly, first of all, motivate, engage learners. Second of all, will promote their English skills without heavy paperwork or without many copies necessary to be made. And my question is, what are your associations with projects? What are your associations with projects? We have creativity. Thank you. Fun. Engaging, fun work. Teamwork. Research. Perfect. having fun, real skills, group work, teamwork, togetherness, very good word. Together. Not so easy, yes, projects are not so easy. Personalization, perfect. Thank you so much. Now, I have come with one association as well. And what we project work with is experience. And I believe that experience is the word which combines all the ideas that our participants have. Experience is about creativity, imagination, about collaboration, everything. But at the end, what students get is actually the experience of working together, the experience of creating something new, the experience of speaking English with the purpose of creating something, making something together. Yes, so we want them to have, of course, a positive experience and, of course, to set goals and to achieve them. Project work and experience are often done with the help of the CLIL, the abbreviation which is very openly used in the ELT world at the moment. CLIL is Content and Language Integrated Learning. In other words, this is when we teach different subjects to our learners with the help of English. For example, we can have a geography lesson with our learners, yes, or when you're introducing a language, or when you are doing the reading, you and your learners are reading about some interesting facts that you did not know before, you and your learners, historical figures. For example, Amelia Earhart, a lot of course books include the text about the woman who traveled around the world on a plane, a single round with the world trip. Amelia Earhart, who's a very famous person in the United States. Or reading a text about the Prime Minister, yes, or some French conqueror, anything, you might teach your students besides the English language and with the help of the language. So in the case of CLIL, English language is means of new things. It's a means of learning how to paint pictures. It's a means of learning how to make a cheesecake, yes, and so on and so forth. So, and today we're going to look at some projects using content language integrated learning, which can easily be used and adapted in your classrooms or with your groups of students during summer camps, and not only. If you are not doing the summer camps this year, you can easily use these ideas in the future during your classes or extracurricular activities, clubs, training, and festivals at your school. So, what's so special about project work? It integrates language. You can choose the language you want, and you can adapt it to a certain project work. You always have a specific outcome or end product, and this is very important. When we say the project, we usually imagine the end product. It might be a poster, it might be a picture, it might be a scene, a role play, a song, a dance, anything which comes out at the end. And this is the end product, is actually the end goal of your group. Yes, you have a goal. By the end of the project, we want to make this or that. We want to make a paper house for our characters to live in. Yes. So real published or public announced project used read by others. So the project work is the work that will be seen by other people. And this is a very important factor, that is not going to be saved or stored in your bookshelf. If you hang it on the wall, if you show it to student parents, if you upload it on YouTube, then learners might appreciate it more. If you tell them about this before, they will actually they will probably be more motivated to do it, since they will know that it will go public and everyone will see. and they will try and do the best plans, but the children do. This is also a very important thing, because the prepared project is when the teacher works hard before the lesson and practically has a rest during the lesson, when the children do what you tell them to do. Of course, you don't mean that you tip into the class and you say, okay, take a picture and draw it. That's not the case. We are talking about careful planning, pre-teaching, preparing the project, and then making students do it. But again, this is all to be done by the students. So, things to consider before doing a project. First of all, aim. What do we want to achieve at the end? We have to think about materials and resources, and of course, take into consideration the current situation in our education institutions. It's sometimes a milestone. It can be an issue here, and what we're going to look at actually requires minimal resources, and it can easily be used even just without paper, or even using your laptop and the projector, or single paper sheets and pencils. So the other things are learners' experience level that you have to take into consideration, whether it's primary, secondary school, what is the level of the language of your learners, whether they are active or not, whether they like doing creative things or not. The ability to write in English also might be very important if you want them to make a poster or a newspaper, or to write a blog or anything like this. You need to be sure that they can already write. Then final product. I have already mentioned that final product is very important. And in order to prepare the project work, you need to imagine, first of all, what you want to see at the end. And this will bring us the idea of what resources we need for the kind of final product. Evaluation of the project work, also very important. The dilemma here is that we should evaluate the English language that our learners use, or the product that they are presenting. Think. What should we evaluate at the end of the project work? English or end product? So, put in the chat box, English, end product, or both? What do you think? So both. We have end product, both. English, both. Okay. Your thoughts and ideas first. The end product. Both, product, both, okay. English, both. Okay, thank you so much. Now, yes, most of the votes here are both. Yeah, there is summer camp. Of course, we're talking about summer camp. So summer camp is the product. So, I guess evaluating is important, and evaluating the product is important as well. If we are talking about summer camps, yes, we should not probably be as strict as we are during the school year, although evaluation is important. The point of even also might motivate and might make students or learners work better, although evaluation we are talking about here is more of appreciation, we would say, yes, since we don't have the required marks or grades that we have to give our learners during the summer. We don't have the tasks that we're going to write. So it's up to the teacher, it's up to you to decide how you are going to appreciate the work that you and your learners have done. Okay? Great. Yes, I see one more idea, and this is a good one. Thank you. Now the stages of the project. First of all, it's the planning. This is the stage for the teachers to do. The planning, what you begin with, for example, warm-up or lead-in, then pre-teaching, it might be some reading or listening video, pre-teaching vocabulary or modeling, what students need to do, doing the project itself before the preaching again, dividing them into teams, groups, setting up the materials, and so on, doing the project, and then evaluation of the end product. Of course, doing the project involves learners doing the project and presenting it. Yes, the presentation is also an important thing to think about, since it can be done in different ways, and in general thinking about whether you need presentation or no, since it will need extra time at the lesson. Different kinds of end products we can get, and here we have some examples for you. It can be a wall display, it can be a report, it can be a booklet or a guide, an invention, a model, a photo story or a video, a magazine or a newspaper, and all other kinds of art, crafts, and anything you can do with your students with the help of English as a means of communication. Now, we're moving on, and we're going to look at math and history lesson. And this is an example of the project that we can do in the 4th grade with our learners. The project is taken from our science book for primary school, and the projects we're going to talk about are usually for primary school children. So the aim of this one is to integrate other areas of the curriculum through English, math, and history. The language our learners will need is numbers and present simple. So not very complex language that we need here, and it can easily be done not only with the 4th graders but with the 3rd graders, maybe even 2nd graders, depends on the kids you have, of course. And of course it can be used for 5th ones as well. So we're going to start with a little game, and I'd like you to think a number between 1 and 20. Please think of a number, write it somewhere on a piece of paper. Once we have chosen a number, thank you. For example, we have 5. Now I want you to double this number. Now, please add 6. 6. Now, can you divide number by 2? Subtract the original number. Subtract minus the original number. Minus the original number. And so you get, it should be 3. Minus 3. Okay, once again, number between 1 and 20, then we double it. 2, yes, multiply by 2, then we add 6, and we divide by 2. Subtract the original number, and answer will always be 3. It should always be 3. And this is a fun activity that you can do as a warm-up. Thank you for your answers, and I also love this game since I'm not very good at math, but doing some simple tasks or exercises in math usually helps the brain to remember some numbers and some basic math operation. And you know, with the kids, that also be fun because they will probably be excited about the answer that is always 3, and this is used as a lead-in to the project work on math and history lessons. We have done this. Thank you so much. And don't worry if you didn't get some equation right at the first time. It's okay. We're all English teachers or linguists or teachers, and it's not always the best thing we can do, maths, I mean. So it's okay. What about this picture? So we have the portrait of Pisano Fibonacci, and this man is famous for a certain thing. You to remember or to think about or to try to guess what has Fibonacci done and who he is in general. What makes him so special? The special order of numbers, okay, yes. That's very close, yes, thank you. And other associations with Fibonacci? Golden ratio, yes, he is a mathematician. And we have the sequence in the chat box. He is a scientist, yes. Not the modern system of figures, perfect. Yes, he is actually famous for bringing the Arabic figures or numbers to Europe. So before Pisano Fibonacci, Europeans were using the Roman numerical system, the Roman numbers, and he was the one who went to Africa, who went to northern Africa, and brought the Arabic numbers, which we see around his picture, to Europe. Thanks to him, we have the numbers we are using now. In the book, in the project, kids actually read and listen to the story about Pisano Fibonacci. It's written in a very simple and easy to comprehend language. Now, the other thing he was famous for, and we had some participants say about it, that Fibonacci was famous for his sequence, the Fibonacci sequence. This wasn't mentioned in the one of the author's books, if I'm not mistaken. That was Dan Brown. He had the riddles with Fibonacci sequence. So can you look at the numbers here and continue the Fibonacci sequence? So we have 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and then we have 55 and 89 at the end. Yes, thank you for your answers. So what you do here, math again, yes, math again. Well, so what we do here is we add the number. 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 5 plus 8, 13, and then 34 plus 21, 55, and 55 plus 34 is 89. Yes? So it's not very difficult, easy math. And the learners are actually asked to look at the sequence and to continue the numbers. What you do here is you practice numbers, which is always a topic to revise and to review with your learners. Now, some more sequences. Could you please look at the bright blue box? And could you please write the two numbers in the chat box that need to go into the gaps? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 16. Yes? 18 and 20. That's easy. You just add 2. The next one, the dark blue box, or the navy blue box, we can say. 2, 4, 16, 32. So, and then, yes, and then 632 and 64. So what we do here, we need a calculator. Well, you know, we can use the phone or the calculator on the computer. Yes. So what we do here is we multiply by 2. Yes. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16, and so on and so forth. Now, green box. We have 5, 10, yes, 15, and we have 40. Yeah, the gap. is 40. That's easy. We just add 5. And the last one, this is the red box. 11, 22, 33, 44. Yes, perfect. 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110. Yes? You think? Fun. Well, thank you. We also think that it's a very fun activity for our learners. And it's not only about doing the sequences and adding and subtracting, it's about the end product. And the end product here is to create your own number sequence. Of course, here you will need to teach your learners the word sequence, yes, or to some other words. Yes, think of a line of the numbers. The task is to work with a partner and think of a number sequence. So they have to create their own numbers, their own logic. You can use the examples from the book, or they can make up some of their own. Write down, but miss out numbers, like you just saw. Yes, we need to look at the sequence and guess the two numbers. So they miss two numbers, and then they swap, exchange numbers with another pair and work out their missing numbers. We can do this on big posters. We can do it on small papers. We can do it on the board. We can do it anyhow on any kind of surface we use with our kids, even on the ground with the chalks. We can draw sequences with the chalks, which also can be fun in the schoolyard. The teachers will be very happy to see the pathways of the chalk, but still, this is just a fun idea if and place allows it to. So, anyways, the next part and next example is the science lesson. This lesson is also based on our course book Superminds, which is for primary school children, and the project is aimed at kids of 3rd grade. It can also be used in the 2nd grade, 4th grade, depending on your classroom and on your group. The aim here is to integrate other areas of the curriculum through English, which is science and sports. And the language we will need here is body and sport. So, activity, you will need balloons. You'll need one balloon per one learner, per one student, and why in a second. So the aim of this game is to see how much air our learners have in their lungs. And activity, we need to teach them 3 words. We have lungs, we have bin, and we have breathe out. 3 words we will need to teach our learners in order to complete the project. So to do sport, you often breathe a lot. When you breathe, the air in and out of the lungs, hands on your chest. See what happens when you breathe in and out. So first, kids put the hands on their chest, as you see on the picture on the left, and breathe in and breathe out. They listen to what happens to their lungs, to their tummies, yes, and notice how it changes. Then we'll blow the balloon and see how big their lungs are, because the bigger the balloon is, the more air they have in their lungs. So the instruction is the following. Write down how tall you are first. Kids have to write down how tall they are. They usually know it. If they don't, we can help them with measuring their height. Yes. Then they take a balloon and take a deep breath. Blow all the air in the lungs into the balloon, and then they tie a string around the mouth of the balloon so it doesn't go away. Then they measure around their balloon and write their result. So the aim here is to write the results. You will do it together, I guess, together with the kids, and compare the results. So writing down how tall they are is necessary because tall kids usually have more air in their lungs. Boys usually have more air than the girls in their lungs. So this will all help them understand why they have the amount of air that they breathe and that they have blown into the balloon. The next stage here would be to ask them to count how many times they can breathe in a minute. So we take the clock, we set the time for a minute, we ask learners to count their breath or to count each other's breath, and number of the amount of breath they make in a minute. We ask them to run on the spot for 1 minute. We can run on the spot, we can run around the classroom, around the schoolyard, around the hall. Depends on the place you have, on the facilities, on the abilities, on the possibilities you have. Then keep and count how many times they breathe for 1 minute after running. They write the number. They do it for each other, they can do it for themselves. At the end, we ask them to create a poster which says how many times breathe when they are standing or sitting, and how many times they breathe when they are running. Left, you can see the names of the kids, Ella, Cameron, Jacob, so this is the place for them to write their names. And on the to the right, vertically, yes, we have numbers 120, 21, 30. This is the number of breaths they make. And here, what they do is they just stick papers for the amount of breath they have when they are standing, the amount of breath they do when they are writing. So we believe that this kind of activity can promote, can involve physical education and can promote healthy lifestyle when thinking about the breath and the air we breathe and the air we breathe out. Yes, it's like a competition. Yes, we have some comments on the chat box. It can be a competition to see who gets more air, who can breathe slower or more often, and so on and so forth. The remark that our author of Superminds, actually Herbert Kuchta, makes is that language learning is not about just learning a language, it's about the content that appeals to the students, and it's about helping them to feel that they can do it. So helping them have a sense of achievement is very important since emotions are involved. And in the projects we have shown you, we believe that every project will involve some kind of emotion with the kids, and they will remember it, and they will also learn new English or use the English that they know. So the other good news today is that Cambridge University Press has created the handbook for teachers free of charge, which can be used during the summer language camps and not only. We have created an activity pack for the primary school, and the two projects we have shown you are actually included into this handbook. This handbook can be downloaded from the Ministry of Education site, and I will show you the route to it later. Or, in case you want to receive this pack personally, you can email me at the address you will be shown at the end of the webinar, and I will send you the pack itself with the audio and with the flashcards together. But right now we're going to look at what's inside of this pack. Besides project work, we have decided to include activities and games which can be easily mixed and matched according to the teacher's wishes and interests. We did not intentionally create the strict lesson plans for the teachers, since we know that every school, every city, every region will have their own program schedule time for English in the classroom and outside, and the teacher might need an activity for just 15 minutes or the activity for 45, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, any kind of activities here can be easily used in different times. We have 10 suggestions in the handbook, so we have 10 activities. We also have included the approximate age of the learners, although since it's the primary pack, it can be used almost in every grade of the primary school. The level of English, of course, it is most of the time it is A1. There is one game for pre-A1, which is pre-starter level, and there is a game which is aimed at a higher level, which is A2. The activity types we have here are vocabulary, activities, songs, projects, and some online games that our kids can play at home or with parents or in class or any way you like. These sources, these are the books from Cambridge University Press. These activities were taken from, and the activities we have are to be used on the summer camp and with the purpose of teaching not to be sold or reproduced in any other way. And the duration of the activities are from 30 minutes up to 90 minutes. And of course the pages you can find them in. So the handbook is generally a 50-page book, but I'm going to show you some examples of the activities we have. So every game starts with this short description in Ukrainian, and we look at the first one, which is rhyming words. The materials we have here is first of all a student's worksheet, and then in this very activity students practice pronunciation, vocabulary, and this game can easily be extended into a final creative project lesson. So the idea here is looking at the example. We have two pictures, two little images in each box. Two little pictures. So in the example we have a cat and a hat. We look at the pictures, we write the words cat and hat. If the words rhyme, hat, we write yes. We circle yes in the upper corner of the box. If the words don't rhyme, we say no. Look at the picture number one. At picture number one, we have the house and horse. So the kids write house and horse. Horse, rhyme or no? What do you think? They don't rhyme so much, yes. Okay, so we circle no. In picture number two, we have sun and one. Sun, one. Yes? Yeah, they rhyme. And so on and so forth. In general, there are around 25 images here, 25 boxes on the worksheet. So after you do this activity with your students, after you do the rhyming, yes, you can easily bring it to them making the sentences with the rhyming words. You can make little poems with rhyming words. You know that the biggest problem to make a poem is to find the words that rhyme, and here we can easily have a list of them and ask learners to use same words and make different poems and then present and compare them. Moving on to the next one. I draw, you draw is a creative activity which can be used with your learners in class and which can easily be adapted and used without any extra material. So the idea here is to give your learners 4 pictures and to ask them to describe the 4 pictures to partners. So learners work in pairs. One of the learners is student A, another one is student B. Student has picture 1, 2, 3, 4, which he can't show to his partner B. So you give out the pictures, you tell them that it's a secret, it's a big secret they have. The task is to describe the picture to their partner, and the partner has to listen, draw the picture that he hears and imagines, in the box below, in the empty boxes. So they exchange the information and they draw each other's pictures. This activity can be adapted by asking your learners first to draw a house, to draw a table, to draw a tree, to draw a light, and then to describe pictures to each other and draw each other's pictures. And it also can be adapted by coloring the pictures that you see on the screen first, and then describing the pictures to each other. After they color, they will use colors to describe, yes, the things they see to each other. So this is the basic activity, which is from Pictionary. Game Pictionary is when you describe something, listen and draw. And again, if you have minimal resources, it can be easily done even without paper with your learners. You yourself and describe it to them, and so on and so forth. So the next one is a pizza rap. This is a song which you can learn with your learners and perform and do some vocabulary as well. So the pizza rap, before starting to sing and to listen to the song, teachers are asked to introduce or to revise, to recycle basic food vocabulary with the learners, and for this we have the flashcards on the site available. You can see the smaller pictures of them here, and you can download them as well. The next part is when learners listen to a pizza rap and they choose the pictures. She doesn't eat carrots, she doesn't eat meat, doesn't like onions, and so forth. Now I'm going to try and play the song for you. If you hear the song, would you please type yes in the chat box. Okay. Back. I saw that some teachers could not hear the song, and in case we couldn't hear the song, you can download them from the site, or I can send them to you together with the primary pack, okay? So the idea is to listen to the song and choose the images on the worksheet, and then to listen again and to sing and to learn the words and everything you like that you usually do with the song. Now, the extension to it could be creating a healthy and an unhealthy man and looking at his face. So the two faces on the worksheet B don't have any eyes or anything on them, and you ask learners to draw a face of a person and to what he or she eats. So since they have two of them, the idea is to show a healthy eater and an unhealthy eater, and to promote a healthy eating and healthy lifestyle in general. This can be fun, since when learners start throwing unhealthy eater, they can use really creative ideas and be very imaginative here. Now, moving on. The next is the other song, which is personally my favorite one, and it is We've Got the Whole World in Our Hands. It can be easily used and adapted to total physical response with your learners. And you can see the lyrics of the song here, and I will also try and put it for you at the moment. I guess this is a slower song. A song is slower than the previous one, but I personally like it because it's easy to sing and show, and and the words are very clear. You can easily show the world with your hands, showing a circle in our hands, showing your hands, brothers and sisters holding hands with each other. Friends and family, also making some moves to show friends and family, people everywhere, and so on and so forth. So it can be sung and danced as well. So, but before the song, we have the worksheet which pre-teaches the necessary vocabulary to the students, and we have the pictures. And the task here is to listen and to continue the words. So we have the whole world, and brothers and sisters, friends and family, and so on and so forth. So first the learners get to grips with the vocabulary, and then we can listen and learn the song and dance and do whatever. The other worksheet here and the other idea here is to promote careful attitude to environment. So we have pictures and we have world and we have the sentences, and they have to match the pictures to the sentences. You can also color the pictures. You can also make some of their own pictures to the sentences. And sentences are not that easy, so we might want to read and translate them together with our learners. And last one is for find and circle the rubbish. The rubbish topic is it can be very fun, and for the teachers it can be easily adapted without any new resources, extra resources you need. So teachers can bring some rubbish of their own, which is not, we don't of course mean the garbage bags from your house, but probably bringing an empty carton of milk or banana skin, or the leftover from the candy, yes, the candy wrap, or any kind of plastic or wooden rubbish you can find in the school, and then sort rubbish into glass, plastic, metal, paper, clothes, food. So sorting garbage is a very up-to-date topic, and we can make it fun with our learners as well. Now, finishing up, and this is the end of our handbook, we have some online games. Links to them are in the handbook. You can go to our cambridgeenglish.org site and revise and recycle vocabulary with your learners using the games. The idea here is that they do use gadgets anyways. They do play computer games anyway. So why not make them do it with English? Why not make them do it with vocabulary especially? So the tasks here are quite topic-based, and vocab-oriented, and the smallest ones can play them as well. So the examples here are, which place does Mary live in, for example, and then the kids have to listen and click on the picture they hear. What new thing is Vicky looking for? They play the audio and they listen and they click on this Mary is looking for. The games are absolutely free of charge. You don't need any sign up to do or anything. Just go to the site and play the games. As teachers, you can also use these ideas and these words as the just idea or the inspiration for you to teach it in class. Not necessarily with internet and not necessarily with online games, but just to get the idea of how vocabulary is recycled and revised. This is what the site looks like when you go to English.org. You will need a section which is called Learning English, Parents and Children, Activities for Children. Yes, there are activities for parents as well, and I personally spent a lot of time playing Shop and Drop game, which is on the and my husband was very surprised when he came into the room and saw me playing a game with the English words and shopping and dropping everything. So you might enjoy it yourself, and plus there are a lot of useful resources for US teachers as well. So the site where you can find the primary facts. This is the Ministry of Education site. We have on the very first page, we have 2016 рік англійської мови в Україні. We click on it. Then we have літні мовні табори, практичні матеріали, Cambridge English. And here you can find primary pack, which is the handbook I showed you with all the activities. You can find the audio with the songs that we heard today, plus the listening tasks for the project. And we can find the flashcards to the PDF song. There, visit the site and download them, or email me, and I will send you the handbook we have here with all the links. Let me show you the contact details of myself. So my name is Anna Shofkaluk, and I'm the Cambridge University Press ELT consultant in Ukraine. The phone number on the slide is my working number, and you can call me and on any matters that you have concerning Cambridge University Press, or working with our books or materials you are interested in, or the advice you want to get on any aspect of your teaching whatsoever. Please write to my email anna.shofkaluk@gmail.com if you want to get the materials from the webinar. You can visit our site at cambridge.org/Cambridge English, and you can like us on Facebook, Cambridge University Press ELT Ukraine. This is the first to get the newest information and the updates on all the seminars and webinars we do. So go to Facebook and like us. We do a lot of seminars and webinars around Ukraine, and we will be happy to see you among our participants in the future. Now, the official distributor of Cambridge University Press is the Linguist Company, and here you can see the contact numbers and the sites to our distributor. Please contact the managers if you want to purchase the literature we provide. If you want to participate in the international program of education, the highest standards of education, which is Cambridge English Schools, you can go to the site and find out how your school can become a Cambridge English one, get the place from the school, get the discounts, the library, and the free support Cambridge University Press in all what you do with English in general. And I want to thank everyone participating in the webinar. We will be emailing you the certificate of participation in a while. I think in a week's time you will receive your certificate. And I'd like to thank you so much for coming and for participating. Have a great holiday. Have great Easter, May holidays, and all the other holidays we're so looking forward to. And if you have any questions questions at the moment, please type them in the chat box here. I already saw some questions about getting the presentation. If you want to receive a presentation, I will email it to you in the PDF format. Please write to my email and I will send you the presentation. We are also recording this webinar, and we will soon upload the video from this webinar onto our Facebook page and onto the www.linguist.ua site. So please follow us on Facebook and you will see the link to our webinar. In case you want to receive it personally, again, please email me and I will be happy to help. You have the certificates again. We will be emailing them to all the people who were present during the webinar. Thank you for your positive feedback. It's a great pleasure to work with the active and positive participants. Thank you for being participants for the second time. Thank you so much again. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. The certificates are going to be emailed to you again. Thank you for your positive feedback, and I guess questions whatsoever. If no questions, then thank you and have a great day.